I'm gonna read to you a journal entry that I wrote a month ago. So sorry for my lack of eye contact, but I could not memorize this journal entry. But keep in mind as I'm reading this, I wrote this a month ago, so this isn't what's happening right now in my life, all right? This past fall, I left home in Seattle to go to Capernwray Hall, a Bible school in northern England. Sounds fun, right? Learn about Jesus, study with other young people from all around the world, and live in England. Not a bad gig on paper, and it really truly isn't. I'm not writing this to bash Capernwray Bible School in any way. However, I did not want to go for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, I just had the most difficult year of my life and was diagnosed with an anxiety disorder a few weeks prior to leaving. Reason number 2, I actually liked my community back in Seattle and I didn't want to leave it my junior year of university. And reason number 3, I had a guy in my life who I love, who I still love, that I did not want to leave behind. However, I love Jesus more, and that's what fueled my flight away from home that I love so much. Many different paths in my story pointed me to Bible school. I needed to trust that good was going to come from where God was calling me. He has always been faithful to me, so why should I stop trusting him now? Which brings us here. Ah, yes, here. Imagine this right now. I'm sitting on my bed in cold, rainy, northern England. I'm sure you guys can relate. Recovering from a concussion and wondering why God brought me so far away for 6 months in the first place. Pretty pathetic, right? So I picked up my laptop and I'm trying to make sense of why the Lord called me here and what the Lord has told me by writing this out. During my time of having a concussion, I learned lots from podcasts, what it looks like to be obedient to God, even when it's hard. Scripture shows me that of when Jesus was in the garden, praying to God, asking, is there any other way? I relate. Granted, he was trying to avoid death and torture, but you get what I'm feeling, right? God doesn't change his mind very often. So just like he said no to Jesus, he said no to me giving up on Bible school. I know I shouldn't be complaining about this, but this is really hard for me, okay? I am weary, homesick, behind in school, confused, and fighting the enemy in all directions. I want to go home. Why am I staying if I so deeply want to go home? Doesn't my compassionate God understand that? So I looked to the people who inspired me most for some answers, and I argued with their no's too. John Luke Robertson taught me that we should live a story worth telling. Okay, so here's my story. I felt like God called me to Bible school, so I took a step of faith and I went. Then things got really hard, so I gave up and I went home. Cool story, right? Okay, maybe I do see there's something to staying. Next, Emily Jameson taught me that my identity is in the Lord. And because my identity is in the Lord, I should not be captive to fear. I am so exhausted. The thought that I have to push through 3 more weeks of Bible school, I'm afraid is going to empty me. Then the conscience in the back of my head speaks up and says, why are you scared of being empty when you know the Lord will refill you whenever you ask? I should have stopped here and made the decision to stay, fully trusting God, but my stubborn, selfish side shushed my conscience and so I sought out answers elsewhere. I listened to Michael Todd. Michael Todd taught me that the enemy always picks on us when we're in a tight spot. I feel like I'm in a tight spot, and I'm starting to see that maybe it's the enemy who's shushing my conscience. I've already learned so much. I've already grown so much. Giving up now doesn't make sense, but my heart aches to go home. Then Michael Todd tells me through podcast for me to maintain obedience. He says, If you're looking to your feelings for instructions, you're heading down a path of destruction. Every ounce of me wants to give up. In a few clicks, I could buy that one-way ticket back to Seattle, but the spirit of Seth inside me whispers, stop. You're capable. There's more for you here. I am not done with you here yet. And in a moment, it's clear that these people that I look up to for direction are right. I have to stay for this story. I have to stay because in the Lord, I have nothing to be afraid of. I have to stay because I know being forced to rely on the Lord to push me through this tight spot will grow me. And I have to stay because although my feelings are valid, they are wrong. Most importantly, the Lord my God, love of my life, reason for my existence, called me here right now. I need to stop shushing him out of vain. So here I am, sitting in my bed in a place I don't want to be, but a place I guess I need to be. Here I am, weary but committed. Committed to not moving prematurely. Committed to responding to his call by saying, thy will be done. I don't fully understand why I'm here, but thy will be done. I am staying, and maybe when I come home in 6 weeks, I can tell everyone about what I experienced in the 6 weeks that the Lord encouraged me to stay. All right, so like I said before, I wrote that a month ago, and I thought in this past month that some huge thing would happen that would change my life forever because I obeyed God and stayed here. And maybe it will happen. I mean, I'm here for 2 more weeks, so we'll see. But what I learned, most of all by staying here, is obedience is a daily commitment, like I mentioned before. And when I focus less on myself and more on the Lord and serving others, God uses me. Of course, I was miserable a month ago because I wanted to go home so bad, I was ignoring God's invitation to use me, what I was created for. Once I became available and obedient, my time here has been so much more pleasant. In conclusion, let's focus this week on being a more obedient people. Obedient people who honor and love God in everything we do. And obedient people who love everyone around us the best we can in every situation, even when it's difficult or we're in a tight spot. And obedient people who loves ourselves by being available to the Creator to use us. And if we can't love God by honoring him, then we'll ask him to give us the fruits of the Spirit. And if we can't love those around us, then we'll ask him to soak us in 1 Corinthians 13. And when we can't love ourselves, we'll ask him to remind us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Because of this, we can ask him to use us and be obedient to him. I'm going to close in prayer. Dear Jesus, I just pray over every heart in this room, God. I pray that we will leave this building in a posture of obedience to you. I pray that we can lift our arms wide and be available wherever you need to use us. I pray that you'll transform us into a loving people that not only love you, God, but love the person next to us and love ourselves, Lord. I pray that we will be able to change not only this community, but other communities around us because of you, Lord.